Alabama's WVUA News at 10.
And thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. We begin tonight with the weather. Alabama may be in the path of another destructive storm. Take a live look at the city of Tuscaloosa from the WVUA Tower Cam. Right now, it's calm out there, but in 24 hours, a big change may be on the way. For the latest on what you can expect, let's go to Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Richard, good evening.
Yeah, John, good Thursday evening to you. No issues out there tonight. If you got travel plans, going to be outdoors tonight, no problems at all. In fact, we're talking 71 in Tuscaloosa. This is our 10 o'clock temperature. Very warm, unstable air mass in place now. Dew point temperature high as well. In fact, dew point at 64. This time of the year is significant. That south wind around 8 miles per hour. The southeast, hey, we're quiet right now. A couple of spotty showers are possible through tonight. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two. Nothing expected to go severe tonight. That changes tomorrow. Here's our forecast for Friday. 76 at lunch, and yeah, 80 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Going to be a warm, unstable day. Again, a major severe weather outbreak possible across much of the state. Could happen tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, and that does include the chance of long track tornadoes. Now, where's that exactly going to happen, and when's this threat going to get out of here? Your forecast is coming up.
Okay, Richard, thank you. With the potential for severe weather approaching, school systems across West Alabama are taking extra precautions to make sure students safely get home. But what time is the right time to dismiss students? WVUA's Travis Leader talked to Tuscaloosa County school officials to find out their system's severe weather protocol.
Those are pros.
Tuscaloosa County Schools Interim Superintendent Dan Butler says the school uses a variety of sources to stay weather alert.
We have an abundance of technology. Our people are in contact with the local EMA and the National Weather Service in Birmingham.
Tuscaloosa County is one of the largest in the state of Alabama, so officials have to dismiss classes in advance of the storm in order to beat the bad weather.
We need 2 hours of lead time for dismissal, and then we need 2 hours from dismissal time to get them home prior to the weather arriving.
Once county school officials realize it's time to let the kids out early, the next step for them is to let the parents know.
We depend a lot on our parent notification system, which will actually contact them by telephone. It will contact their home phone, cell phone, text, and also email.
Butler says dismissing schools early is safer than keeping students on school grounds.
Take a look at Alberta Elementary School. Completely destroyed. Unfortunately, there were no children there. So we're going to be on the safe side. If we err, it'll be on the side of safety for the children.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa County, Travis Leader, WVUA News.
And stay with WVUA TV and WVUATV.com for the latest on any school closings. Now, obviously, here in West Alabama, we understand what the folks in the Midwest are going through right now after they were pounded by severe storms earlier this week. Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox is offering the support of the Druid City. Maddox told WVUA he has not been in touch with any of the mayors of the affected areas as of right now, but has notified state EMA that the city is ready to help in any way that they can.
Really, the best thing right now, they're going to have great advice. The best thing we can help them is the long term. Nothing can prepare you for what happens a month after, 6 months after, even a year after. We're living that right now, and so we try to do our best to share our experiences, what we've done well, what we haven't done well, and hopefully that can help guide them as they rebuild their respective communities.
And residents of Alberta City know the helpless feeling caused by deadly storms. Much of that community was leveled during the April 27th tornado. But one of the main banks that was damaged in the area is joining the growing list of businesses celebrating their grand reopening. WVUA's Jennifer Edwards has our story.
It's a new beginning for one business in Alberta City, one of just a few to reopen since the April 27th tornado. Region's branch manager, Jennifer Coleman, says it hasn't been easy, but she's glad to be back.
It was such a struggle to go through what we went through, and we worked through some very tough conditions, but we were dedicated to being here for the people. So to have this new building and to be able to carry on what we've been doing before, it means a lot.
After the storm, the Regions on 26th Avenue transformed from a bank to an aid station in one of the hardest hit areas of Tuscaloosa.
Regions stuck it out through the good times and the bad times. And it shows a great commitment to the people of Alberta and who have stayed with them over the years too.
Region's employees are excited to be back, but according to City President Dan Blakley, it's the employees' relationship with Alberta City residents that makes today more meaningful.
Considering what they've been through and what this community's been through, it's just absolutely amazing, and I think has really led to an even stronger tie between the community and the people that work here at Regions Bank.
Blakley also says the branch is playing a big role in the rebuilding of Alberta City through loans and financial assistance.
We've got to make sure we do from the city's standpoint is that we follow their investment, and we plan to do so. Just north of me, we plan over $50 million worth of investments over the next 5 to 10 years.
Reporting in Alberta City, Jennifer Edwards, WVUA News.
And listen to this, the Alberta City branch employees have had the highest percentage in customer service over the past 10 months of any branch in the 3 states that Regions serve. Wow. Well, the Rosedale area is also seeing signs of storm recovery. Habitat for Humanity dedicated a home to a very deserving lady. Miss Appy Jones got the keys to her new residence this morning. The house is part of the Nick's Kids 14 for 14 campaign. Jones wasn't home during the April 27th storm, but when she returned to her house, it was only a slab of cement. She says she is excited about being able to sit in her rocking chair on her new front porch, and her family says they're glad to know that she'll be safe.
We're all thankful that we have a safe room to come to. This is going to be the main place, isn't it, Mama?
To learn more about Habitat for Humanity, just go to WVUATV.com and click on numbers and links. In other news tonight, a new bill looks to crack down on smoking in public places. But while the restrictions might be good for your health, they could be bad for business. WVUA's Taylor Montgomery reports.
State House Bill 198 would ban smoking in most public places across the state of Alabama. And that has area pub and restaurant owners concerned about their profits.
I've seen studies done across the country that restaurants have lost up to 10%, or restaurants or bars have lost up to 10% of their business because of smoking bans.
Our happy hour business, kind of the 4 to 7 p.m. business, dropped about 80% and never came back because they could literally walk across the street to my competitor and smoke.
But State Senator Vivian Davis Figures disagrees.
That is the greatest myth ever, because in every other area where they have gone from smoking to non-smoking, the business actually increased.
And I have found that people that do smoke, if they can smoke while they're waiting on their food, they're a lot more relaxed. They're less tense and upset about if the food takes a little bit longer on a busy Friday night, something like that. They tend to be more laid back and relaxed, and they tip better.
Well, I think everybody should have a right to smoke or not smoke in a public place or a private establishment. The government shouldn't have anything to do with that.
One bar patron says he supports the bill.
I go where I like to go, but I think it would have an influence if we had an option and say, hey, we can go here where we don't smell like it, or we can go here where we do. And we do that sometimes. Sometimes it's nice, like we hang out outside and there's no smoke. We go home the next day, or you don't smell like smoke. So it's definitely a benefit.
Senator Figures says this bill would benefit the majority of Alabamians.
There are only about 20 to 22% of people in Alabama who actually smoke. A poll that was done a couple of years ago stated that there are over 80% of Alabamians who would like to see public places be banned of smoking.
Senator Figures says the bill has to go before the Health Committee, the Rules Committee, and then to the full Senate for approval before moving to the House of Representatives. In Tuscaloosa, Taylor Montgomery, WVUA News.
And Figures has tried to pass anti-smoking bans in the past. This one, though, has a compromise in it, which makes private clubs, cigar bars, and tobacco shops exempt from the ban. Well, in other news, more movies and TV series could be soon coming to Alabama. Thanks to lawmakers last week, the Alabama House of Representatives unanimously passed a bill giving productions up to $20 million in incentives. Now, the bill is now in a Senate committee for discussion with a vote expected next week. The new incentives could draw more big-budget films to the state, like the film Big Fish, which was shot in Montgomery back in 2003. Currently, there are 3 television series filming in the state and more productions planned for later this summer. The Alabama Film Office's Kathy Falk says the current incentive of $10 million just isn't enough.
Felt that today. I was jumping out of an aircraft.
We are increasing that to $20 million.
and that's still very moderate in this industry, but it just puts us in a better playing field against some of these states that are really doing well, Louisiana and Georgia, which they have so much more to offer. But there's a place for us in this game, so we're just trying to make room for ourselves.
Falk says that a $4 million film is preparing to shoot at the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, and another big budget movie is in the works to shoot scenes at a historic location in Birmingham.